Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Let us solve some of the textbook questions which are very important. First question here will be 64 raised to 1 by 2, 32 power 1 by 5, and when the base is 125 and exponent I have is 1 by 3. How to deal with this? So when it is raised to 1 by 2th power or 1 by 2, you just need to find its square root. Or let us understand it like this. If I break 64, I can write it as 8 into 8, right? And it is raised to 1 by 2. So it means 8 into 8 can be written as 8 square and then you raise it to 1 by 2th power. So given the laws of exponent, the law that I will be using here is a raised to power m raised to nth power can be written as a raised to power mn. So if I write this using this law, I can write it as 8 square into 1 by 2, which is nothing but 8, right? So 64 raised to 1 by 2 can be written as 8, or you can simply understand that it is a square root. Okay. Now this is the fifth root of 32. So how do I deal with it? I can break 32 into its factors like this. I can write it as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, and it is raised to 1 by 5, right? What is this? 2 is written 5 times in this multiplication, right? So you can write it as 2 raised to power 5, right? And it is raised to 1 by 5. So using the same law, you can write 2 raised to power 5 into 1 by 5, that is 2 raised to power 1, or you can write it as 2. Similarly, 125 is raised to 1 by 3, or you want cube root of 1 by 125, right? When something is raised to 1 by 3, you mean you want cube root. When something is raised to 1 by 2, you mean square root. When something is raised to 1 by 4, you mean fourth root, right? And so on. So 125 is raised to 1 by 3. So what I'll prefer is that 125 can be broken into 3 factors which are same. For example, in this case, the question is very easy because 125 can be written as 5 into 5 into 5, and it is raised to 1 by 3. So 5 into 5 into 5 is nothing but 5 cubed, and it is raised to 1 by 3. So you can write 5 as your answer, right? When I write 5 into 5 into 5 and I write 5 cube, I am again using a law of exponents which says a raised to power m into a raised to power n is equal to a raised to power m plus n. So here it is written 5 raised to power 1, 5 raised to power 1, 5 raised to power 1, and I can add these powers 1 plus 1 plus 1. So you should not be confused that it is only valid for 2 numbers. Even if I write a raised to power m, a raised to power n, a raised to power p, it can be written as m plus n plus p, or for that matter you could have written more powers, p3 and so on, a raised to power pn. You can still club these powers, you can still add these powers up to pn. So this is the generalized form of this law of exponent. Okay, so this is how you will attempt this question. Let us look at the next one. Question number 2. Here I will solve 9 raised to power 3 by 2, 32 raised to power 2 by 5, and the third one will be 16 raised to power 3 by 4, and there is one more, fourth part 125 raised to negative 1 by 3. Okay, and we know how to deal with negative parts. So let us start with the first one, which is an easier one. 9 raised to power 3 by 2. So it can be seen in two ways, that square root of 9 is raised to third power, or you can think about this like that cube of 9 is raised to 1 by 2, right? So which one will be easier? both are same, so there is no question of easier one, but to think about square root of 9 may be easier for us right now, because 9 can be factorized into 3 into 3, right. So 9 can be written as 3 squared. So if I write it here, 3 squared raised to power 1 by 2, and it is raised to third power. Now what I can write it is, I can cancel this 2, right. I can write it as 3 cubed, which is 27. Okay. So if you think about 9, you can think about it like 3 square, and it is raised to 3 by 2. When you club these using this rule that a raised to power m raised to nth power can be written as a raised to power mn. So 3 squared into 3 by 2 can be written as 3 cubed, and which is nothing but 27. So 27 will be your answer for your first part. Let us look at this one, 32 raised to power 2 by 5. Now it should click immediately in your mind that 32 is nothing but 2 raised to power 5, right. So you can write 32 as 2 raised to power 5, and then you can raise it to 2 by 5. Now 5 can be cancelled, or what you can see is, you can write it as 5 into 2 by 5. Now you can cancel 5, 2 square is 4. So the answer to this second part is 4. Okay. Now 16 raised to power 3 by 4. 16 is nothing but 2 raised to power 4. So you should be comfortable with powers of 2 and 3 at least. 2 raised to power 2 is 4, 2 raised to power 3 is 8, 2 raised to power 4 is 16. You keep on multiplying with 2. Now if you multiply it with 2, you will get 2 raised to power 5. 2 raised to power 5 is 32. 2 raised to power 6 is 64, right. You should be comfortable with these powers. Similarly for 3 you should be comfortable. 3 square is 9, 3 cubed is 27, 3 raised to power 4 is 81. You keep on multiplying it with 3. So when you multiply 27 with 3, you will get 81, and which is 3 raised to power 4. Again if you multiply it with 3, you will get 243. So you should know these powers, right. Now 16 raised to power 3 by 4 can be written as 2 raised to power 4 raised to power 3 by 4, because 2 raised to power 4 is nothing but 16. So you can write it as 2 raised to power 4 into 3 by 4, you can cancel it, and the answer will be 8. For this one you have to deal with negative powers. So first of all you take it in the denominator, 125 raised to 1 by 3. Now what is 125? 125 is 5 raised to third power, or 5 cubed. So 5 cubed 1 by 3, and as you can see it can be written as 1 by 5. So this is your answer, and if you have to write it in numerator, you can write it as 5 raised to power negative 1. Okay. So this is how you will solve this second question. This was 3 raised to power 5 equals 243. Alright, so let's look at the next one, question number 3. We have to simplify number 1, 2 raised to power 2 by 3 into 2 raised to power 1 by 5. Second part, 1 by 3 cubed raised to 7th power. Third part, 11 raised to power 1 by 2 divided by 11 raised to power 1 by 4. And the last sub part is 7 raised to power 1 by 2 into 8 raised to power 1 by 2. So let us deal with them one by one. So here the base is same. So the rule that I am going to use here is the rule number 1 that we wrote, a raised to power p into a raised to power q can be written as a raised to power p plus q, where p and q are rational numbers. So this here can be written as 2 raised to power 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. Now you just have to simplify this one. So this can be simplified like this, 2 raised to power 10 plus 3 by 15. So 2 raised to power 13 by 15 is your answer. Okay. So this I have simplified in my way. You can simplify it in your own ways. You can take LCM first and then you can simplify it. Okay, but your answer will also be the same in mathematics it is sure that we will all of us will get same answer to the same question, because maths is an exact science. You will get an exact answer. You cannot get two different answers for the same question, right? Yes, you can write it in two different forms, but the answer should be same. And now 1 by 3 cube. So this can be converted like this, 3 raised to power negative 3. If I bring it in the numerator, the power will change its sign and it is raised to 7th power. Now you know the rule, a raised to power p raised to power q can be written as a raised to power pq. So we can multiply this and this, and I can write 3 raised to power minus 21 as my answer. Okay, but if you want to write it in the denominator, you can write it as 1 by 3 raised to power 21, right? So this is your answer. Now for this question, I will use this rule, a raised to power p by a raised to power q can be written as a raised to power p minus q, right? So this can be written as 11 raised to power 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. So 1 by 2 half minus 1/4 is 1/4. So the answer will be 11 raised to power 1 by 4. Or what you can do is you can take the LCM as 4 and then you can simplify it. You will get 11 raised to power 1 by 4 as your answer. Look at this one, 7 raised to power 1 by 2, 8 raised to power 1 by 2, and we have to multiply these. So a raised to power p into b raised to power p can be written as ab raised to power p. Using this rule, I will multiply these and write it as 7 into 8 raised to power 1 by 2, which is nothing but 56 raised to 1 by 2, and this is your answer, right? So this is how you will solve these questions. And there is one note that I want to let you know. This you can write it as your note. Let us say you raised 2 by 1 by 2 and then cube it. Okay, so we have been writing it like this, 2 raised to power 3 by 2. Okay, this is okay because I have given you the base as 2, right? So when I say x raised to power 1 by 2 raised to power 3, now if you simplify it, you have to make sure that x is a non-negative number. X should be non-negative, because if x is negative, then its square root will not be valid in real numbers, right? So x should be non-negative. This is the importance of saying that x is non-negative. When I say non-negative, I say that it can be 0, otherwise it should be positive. Okay, 0 is valid here, right? So these are this thing you should take care, that when it is written in the book that something is non-negative, it is of certain value, because if you write negative 2 raised to power 1 by 2, it is meaningless in real numbers, right? It is not a real number. Square root, if you have negative inside, it is not valid in real numbers. We will study about these numbers in class 11th probably. Okay, if you continue with mathematics in class 11th, right? I hope you have understood laws of exponents of real numbers. Thank you.